China built a gravity battery that looks like something from the future.
But the real shock is this. It's only one piece of a much bigger energy empire.
In the next few minutes, we'll see the tower in China, a coal mine in Italy turned into clean power, and the US projects proving this idea is spreading fast.
And by the end, you'll see why old physics might be one of the most powerful ideas in the modern grid.
Last video, we deep dived into the gravity tower in China.
But who is actually building the next wave of these grid ideas?
Let's open the map. But before we start, hit like and subscribe if you want more deep dives like this.
Because this one is bigger than a single tower, a single country, or even a single technology.
Welcome back to the Green Blueprint.
Last time, we looked at China's gravity battery breakthrough.
But today, we're zooming out to ask a better question. What company is quietly building the full grid stack?
The answer is Energy Vault.
And once you see their portfolio, you realize this is not just one weird energy experiment.
It's a whole network of different technologies solving different grid problems in different places.
Because the truth is, every country has a different energy reality.
China needs scale.
The USA needs resilience.
Italy needs repurposing.
Australia needs dependable power across huge distances. So let's map it.
And let's start with the project that makes the whole story feel real. Miniera d'Energia.
This one matters because it turns a former coal mine in Italy into a carbon-free energy hub.
Not just one battery, not just one tower.
A hybrid system combining gravity storage, lithium-ion batteries, and existing infrastructure.
That is the entire theme of this video in one project.
Old places.
New purpose.
Think about how powerful that is visually.
An old coal mine is now being remade into a clean energy asset.
That's the kind of transformation that feels impossible until you actually see it.
And that brings us back to the bigger story.
In the last video, China's gravity tower looked like the main event.
But Energy Vault is showing that gravity is just one piece of a much bigger grid puzzle.
Next stop, Jiangyi.
This is the gravity storage project that keeps the China thread alive.
It looks massive, industrial, and almost futuristic. But the reason it matters is not just the spectacle.
It represents a serious answer to grid congestion and renewable variability.
When solar and wind rise, storage has to catch the excess. Gravity storage does that in a way people can understand instantly.
Lift energy up.
Hold it.
Release it when the grid needs it.
So, they turn the abstract idea of storage into something you can actually point at. But Energy Vault isn't betting on just one model.
They're also building utility-scale battery systems in places like New England BESS.
And that changes the story from, look at this one invention, to, look at the infrastructure layer underneath the clean energy transition. New England BESS is the kind of project most people never think about.
But grid storage is what keeps renewable energy from becoming wasted energy.
It smooths demand. It stabilizes the system. It helps power arrive when people actually need it. And that's where the portfolio starts to feel serious.
Not just one flashy concept.
Multiple technologies, each solving a different failure point in the grid. Then there's Crosstrails in the USA, a modular battery site laid out like a clean energy battlefield.
A modular battery site, laid out like a clean energy battlefield.
It looks practical, scalable, and built for the real world rather than a lab presentation.
This is the type of project that tells you a company is not just trying to impress investors.
It's trying to plug into the actual grid. And that matters because the grid does not care about hype.
It cares about timing, output, resilience, and cost.
The best energy projects are the ones that survive contact with reality. Now let's go to California.
Calistoga is the hydrogen story.
And this is where the portfolio gets even more interesting.
Why hydrogen?
Because long-duration storage becomes more important when the grid needs backup for more than just a few hours. Not every energy problem is solved by a short battery burst. Some problems need staying power. So now, the story is no longer about one technology replacing another.
It's about matching the right tool to the right grid problem.
Gravity for one kind of storage challenge, batteries for another, hydrogen for another, and that's the hidden genius of Energy Vault.
They're not selling one magic answer.
They're building a portfolio of answers. Now, let's look at Stanton, battery.
This is another US project that reinforces the same point. Grid storage is becoming a physical industry, not just a software idea.
Rows of battery modules, industrial scale, built to keep power flowing.
It doesn't look glamorous at first glance.
But it is exactly the kind of infrastructure that keeps the lights on when solar fades and demand spikes. And that leads to the bigger question.
Is Energy Vault becoming a global grid player?
Or is it still a company with a few impressive projects? The answer right now is that it's doing something more interesting than either extreme.
It's proving that ancient principles can survive in modern energy markets.
Gravity, elevation, stored potential, repurposed land, hybrid systems. That is the real thesis of this episode.
Different tech principles applied to different world realities.
China is one reality. The USA is another. Italy is another. Australia is another. And the energy transition will fail if we pretend every country can use the same solution.
Some places need massive battery farms.
Some need hydrogen.
Some need gravity.
Some need all three. So when you look at Energy Vault's portfolio, you're really looking at a map of the future grid.
Not one future.
Many futures. And that's why this story matters.
The company behind China's gravity tower is not just building one landmark project.
It's testing how ancient tech logic can fit into modern grid security around the world. If you want the next chapter, stay with this series.
Because the next question is even better. What old principles can be applied and scaled with modern tech?
That's the story we'll open next. Subscribe for the next deep dive and follow the Green Blueprint _TGB on Instagram and TikTok for more stories like this.
Because the next breakthrough might not be new at all.
It might just be an old idea, finally built at scale. Stay green, stay healthy, stay informed.